What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Avengers Endgame video. So this is not our usual kind of review or sort of rumor breakdown or anything. This is simply just one of our old school theory videos. So this is quite interesting, something I wanted to talk about. One thing I will be doing upcoming, I'm working on at the moment, is a snap version of the MCU. A watching order of the MCU, perfectly balanced like all things should be. So, out of all the movies, what half can you watch? Let me know if you're interested in that down below, and I will expedite and try and make that come out as soon as possible. But first of all, what we've got here is why we have only just got to the tip of the iceberg for this whole story of Infinity War. Because really, this is just a prequel. And this is where I think we could possibly go next with the MCU, and why really this was actually going to be two parts. So, in the comics, there are things that happen. They're very interesting things that happened nonetheless. And very much, like I said, Infinity War is a prequel. And I can understand now, after seeing it and thinking about it, why it was going to be two parts. Because if you've read the comic, you'll know what I mean. So, and while I read the comic, I mean Infinity Gauntlet. Because Infinity Gauntlet came first, then Infinity War was second. And I understand why they decided to use Infinity War for the movie, because it's a bit cooler. Infinity kind of Gauntlet, it's like, meh. It's not really, doesn't really fit. This was very much a war. So what we had in the comic was the whole prequel, everything that happened before the Infinity Gauntlet comic. We actually had Adam Warlock, Gamora, and Pip the Troll. They, all in their own way, tried to stop Thanos. Now in Titan Quest, he managed to get all of the stones. But before this, we had Adam Warlock try to do this, but him, Gamora, and Pip the Troll, they were trapped within Soul World, and Thanos was free to do what he wanted, to try and get that big titty emo goth herself, Mistress Death. But it didn't work. He just went, and she was like, I like you as a friend. She didn't even like him as a friend. I think she was just trying to sort him out there. But what happened was, we didn't have really anything. We had the people on Earth didn't know anything until the Silver Surfer was like, yo, there's like this dude, Thanos, which is very much an homage in the movie when we had Bruce Banner land on Earth, and it was like, Thanos is coming. Thanos, and you're like, oh, this is so cool. Love that bit in the movie. But again, they didn't know anything until the snap. And mysteriously, everyone from Earth, half of all beings in the universe, disappeared. Perfectly balanced. So, with that in mind, I don't know why I'm doing John Cena there, what happened was, the real plot begins. This is where we are ended in the movie. But, in the comic, this is where it starts. So, the snap ends the movie. The snap actually begins the comic as Captain America leads the rest of the Avengers, only a handful of X-Men, and some of the Fantastic Four, onwards over to Sanctuary to fight Thanos. All the while Adam Warlock was courting the cosmic beings, because while he was trapped in Soul World, while this was going on Earth, and Thanos was, doing that, what he did was, he busted out of Soul World inside a dead body. He just did his thing. Now, these are parallels to what could happen in the movie. Because we know that Doctor Strange, he's got something up his massive sleeve there, hasn't he? He knew. He sat there and saw the ending of Endgame. He knows what's happening. Now, the cosmic beings were being sought after by Adam Warlock, and essentially, later on in the comic, they were the downfall of Thanos, and this is what many of us, myself included, are expecting to happen. And we know that eternity exists because he was seen in the eyes of Peter Quill in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. when he was like, "What do you see?" And Peter Quill was like, "I see eternity." Really, he'd been smoking a dank, probably. But he saw eternity nonetheless. And we know that they exist. We just haven't seen them. So Thanos is defeated. Later on, he's defeated with the power of the cosmic beings. Nebula defeats him, which I'm expecting to be in the comic. But Endgame is essentially the second half of the Infinity Gauntlet comic, which I think is really, really cool. I think that's really cool that is essentially going to be the second half, because this is the fight back. This is Captain America leading everyone to go off and fight and destroy him. Now we've heard of a new threat. Now, Infinity War, the sequel, I didn't really like it. I didn't really like the whole thing with the doppelgangers. There's many doppelgangers created by Magus, who is the opposite, the counter-Earth version of Adam Warlock. Now, previously, just now, I said that, well, Doctor Strange is going to fulfill the Adam Warlock thing. He'll court all of the, like, eternity in the living tribunal, the high evolutionary, those kind of things. And then he will actually bust out of Soul World and things like that, and he will be the one who will really guide everyone, pretty much. But in this, I'm thinking that the new threat is, because obviously if Thanos is defeated in the huge scene that we heard about where everyone was in it, someone else will take possession of the Infinity Gauntlet, and that person was Adam Warlock. And then we had Magus, his evil version, try and take everything over, which led to Thanos teaming up with everyone. Now, there are rumours that Thanos will team up with everyone, and if he does, I do think that Magus will be, or someone like this will be, the new threat from the Counter-Earth. This will, the whole snap maybe create a rip in the universe and everything, and Magus will return. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. You damn well let me know in the comments, won't you? Because I know you will. You care about your pronunciations. But what's going to happen here is we're going to see Magus take on this new threat. Will be him. We know Adam Warlock exists. He's very new. And then he may come in at the end to take on and kind of help everyone. Now, that part, the whole Magus thing, is very much me just speculating there. I really don't think it will happen. I think it'd be cool if it did happen. That's something I want to see. But if that be damned, I do think a new threat will be something from a new universe. And Adam Warlock is this is the movie perfect to introduce Adam Warlock, or at least, or my original thought was this new threat could be Adam Warlock trying to take that gauntlet, and then he turns good and everything goes forward. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, please do drop a like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.